I can make some rolls from this in a moment, but maybe, I don't know, if Christabel has anything she wants.
Well, I will say, Your Majesty, you have heard, we didn't enter the written testimony yet, right?
Not as yet.
Do we want to give that stuff to? We have here the papers from, Ganconair.
Might be a little. Let me do this.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Your Majesty, you have heard our testimony, and I have told you what we've come here for. I only wish I had the power to know what was truly in your heart, and whether you truly have, Your Majesty truly has a heart for peace and for ending this conflict. Can I make a roll?
Are you fixing her with a steely gaze to interrogate the Queen of the Elf?
Yes, it is a deferential gaze with a surprising core of steeliness. I'm holding my hat in my hand. That's what's different.
Okay. I feel like that has to be the culminating role. Several roles leading up to it, which could assist your role and make it more successful, depending how they go. Does that seem reasonable? Because sure. I feel preach or sincerity roles from Girl and Shining Star and their testimony, where if you get a good or better, they will give you a +1 column shift to.
Here goes my sincerity.
My intention is that the +1 column shift from Shem and Layla gets applied to Rod's role, but if people think that I should do it a different way.
I have a sincerity.
Yep.
Sorry, it was of superior.
Superior. Excellent. That will definitely give a +1.
The dice know.
People have been nodding and listening to you.
Right.
Go.
What about Girl who's getting her column shift, I guess?
I was going to... that could apply to Girl's role. I was going to apply to Rod's role.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
But
keep it for Rod.
Girl, were you... do you feel this was sincerity or preach that you were doing? I think it was kind of sincerity. It's giving evidence and being believable.
Yeah, it would be the same. They're the same. And okay. I unfortunately had a pathetic result.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a shame, because pathetic is low enough that will apply a -1 column shift to Rod's role. I can only assume that the...
What's my net? That's all I want.
Your net is you get a +2 column shift from the evidence from your Ruamite.
Okay.
To your interrogate role that you are applying to the Queen of the Elven Empire. Sometimes the role-playing gods.
President Reagan, what did you know and when did you know it?
With the 2 column shift.
Yes.
I can report that I have a good result.
Good. Well, okay.
Ooh, that actually is very, very scary, because now we know what you rolled.
Yeah.
Imagine how it could have gone. But
I know.
I will be guided by the dice and the fact that he has some number of minutes that I don't really need to work out worth of yes/no questions. Because I'm probably more interested in the success level here. And your question elicits from the Queen an exclamation almost of agreement that she has always sought to promote peace and harmony between all the peoples of the world. Sometimes the empire has been a force for good in that way, and sometimes not. But absolutely, she hopes to see peace, and she's shocked by some of the things she has heard that her agents have apparently been up to, and not without her knowledge.
I hasten to assure Your Majesty, that we do have written evidence to back up our allegation. Hit her with stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to wave some papers and put them down, and some of her.
You could be pretty cunning with your yes/nos now. Like, will you do this and will you do that? That kind of thing.
Oh. So, Evane Deathbone, who is obviously sitting to her left, reaches out to grab the papers, but the Queen is keen to see them herself.
All right.
matter of fact, I'll even lean over a little and say, Evane Deathbone?
What?
Oh, you are getting a withering look from someone who feels you shouldn't be talking to her directly.
From her herself?
Oh, yes, she's
Okay.
not impressed with you.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. Make a roll. We
I
can see
was
if she's
going to
impressed.
say, why not be impressed with me? I just did a pretty good job with my
Yeah,
sincerity
cool.
and everything, right?
Go for it. What would
Charms
that
my
be?
way through the Chamberlain.
Charm. Yes, feels like you want to make a good impression on her.
I do, but I don't. I roll a poor. Even with a crit, my charm is high enough that I get a really crappy roll, but it still puts me at poor, which could be worse,
It could. She knows who you are.
right?
You are acknowledged.
Mm-hmm. Well, good enough. I didn't need to make her like
The
me.
glance is not. You are something that she should wipe off her foot. The glance
Good
is
enough.
not.
I'll call that a
I am
win.
well disposed towards you.
I'll call that a win for the day. All right. Good enough.
Yes. Continue to speak to the Queen as emissary of the hill.
I'm sorry, did I have one more question, or?
I didn't bother to do the sums. Go for it.
Okay.
Good. Probably gives you several. Let me just.
This is a backdoor question as to what is her actual intelligence score.
It is, isn't it? I hadn't really thought about that. I'm just being nice. She's a queen. How bright can she be? They're all inbred. You've got one more question.
The Ukanian among us speaks.
Yeah.
They have not been covering themselves in glory recently. Other people have royal families, just not you lot. I'm sure you have them.
I live in
over
Sweden now.
Sweden.
We have a king. I will be a subject of the king just 1 year from now. And interestingly enough, it's a national joke that he's a nice fellow, but not very bright.
Right.
Although one of our that will be entirely off the point. Yes, go ahead. You've got one more question. Make it, I guess.
All right.
Although you have also made a good impression, and she is listening. Things might happen.
Advice from the backfield.
No, you're up. It's you.
Get a commitment. Okay. Now that we have presented our case to Your Majesty, I hope that Your Majesty will fervently pursue action to end these inflammatory activities and direct the resources of the Empire towards a peaceful resolution of the conflict.
Which doesn't mean slaughtering all the dissidents quickly, so then we have peace.
Right.
I think that's implied in the statement.
Right.
Yes, that's fair enough. And she is
a murder-free resolution.
Right, yeah.
Or hopefully as murder.
As murder-free as Empire ever gets. So she is...
You can murder Puck. That's...
she addresses the court and the assembled, and she says that many people here may have been disturbed to hear about some of the news coming from Hillfolk territories, and is extremely concerned to hear that agents of the royal court may have been involved in perhaps the senseless slaughter of innocents or of anybody. Not that, slaughter people aren't innocent. That's not good either.
Curious if Puck looks like he's looking for an exit right now, or...
Yeah, well, I actually, I was thinking that Girl during this might be interested in, while the discussion is going on, maybe doing a little divination on what Puck and Numair are planning to be doing.
Oh, there you go.
I love the idea. I love the idea of
we need to know
Girl doing to cast a divination spell in the middle of Elven Court.
I'll just cast a magic spell in the middle of the Queen's Court. That's great. Although I do like the idea of divining.
That doesn't mean I'm stopping you.
Maybe you should just go for an alertness roll and leave it.
The girl sparks up a fatty, and
yeah, exactly. Robbie, maybe you should just go with alertness as just seeing what it looks like they're up to.
I'm equally happy that if having spoken your piece and feeling it may not have gone as well as
Offering a
you had
spliff
hoped,
to Her Majesty would do just fine.
you can, if you want, retire to slightly further out of the main chamber if you want to do in slightly more privacy. That seems like a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would try to kind of duck away, get out of the spotlight while this is going on, and I think to cast the spell that in clear eyesight of them. I don't know that I would employ my drugs on this given the situation.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do think getting a place where I have kind of clear view of them to kind of see how they are reacting, and perhaps if I was a little close, I could even use like a little bit. Maybe I could pick up some in the smell, right? Use my
Ooh, okay.
my keen sense of smell, right? You see my nose rising up, right?
Okay.
And and a little kind of tranced look in the eyes as I'm trying to do this divination.
Meanwhile, can I look around to see if Moon's Glow is here? It suddenly occurs to me that I'd really like to put one up with my sister. Look where I'm at, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can look for Moonslow, and we'll come back to Robbie's roll in just a moment because this one seems like slightly easier. Give me I suppose it's alertness.
I fail.
God damn it.
I know. It's not catastrophic.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Be more
you're not.
specific.
Sorry. Well, I have to look up all the numbers.
No, fine. When you worked it out, Robbie. Yes, you can do that. Whether it's a terrible or horrendous idea, the dice.
Okay. So with this one,
it seems to me this is a spell, so I need to tell you costs. You want something quite specific in terms of what are they going to do, and knowing what the human heart leads to is intended to do is more complicated than just seeing. So it's going to be a 2-point
Empathy.
Well, he was going to cast a spell, so he's
he's casting a spell. Okay.
yeah. So he's rolling his divination.
Okay.
For cost of 2 points. I believe we refreshed him at some point, so you probably have a full total before doing.
Okay. Oh, I got a superior result.
Oh, okay, right.
My wolfish nose picks up.
You can literally smell the fear rolling off Puck. But you get a strong sense of his mind working, the conversations he's planning to have. The fact is evidently going to throw Ernest under the bus if they had bosses in.
And he is busily composing a memoir entitled Tarnished Honor.
That's
planning his book tour.
Yeah. Right, and the Senate bid for the Senate or whatever. Right.
If looks could kill, he would already be dead based on the impression of Evelyn Deathbane and her daggers that she is glaring across the room. Whereas Numair seems much less concerned because you recognize the sense smug arrogance that God is on his side, and he will be rewarded if not now, then in heaven. His works on behalf of the Nomad, but also because he is an emissary of the Nomads and therefore not subject to being summarily punished by the Elven Queen.
Maybe you should say something like, "What do you have to say to me, Numair, your former slave?" or something like that. You know what? I'm going to say it.
How did your alertness roll actually go?
Oh, quite badly.
I have to work out how to embarrass you.
Inferior, right.
Okay, I don't have to embarrass you. That's fine. You've had a look round. You can't see
Right.
Moonslow here.
Right.
Maybe she's here. There's a lot of people here. Who knows? Maybe there was never anything to see. I can neither confirm or deny.